Alright, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another ReBorn Attempts to episode. This time we're going to be taking on one of my favorite Legend of Zelda games, A Link to the Past, and this isn't just going to be any kind of weird speedrun. By the way, this is a speedrun. It's going to be a glitch speedrun, where some fun and interesting things are going to happen. It's going to be a pretty short playthrough if I can get this going right, but the speedrun for the game actually doesn't start until Link hops out of bed, so pretty much when you first get control of Link, that's when the timer starts for him, and then after that, it ends when you get into the room with the Triforce. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. It's been pretty interesting. I've been practicing a little bit. I was actually unaware that you could glitch your way through this game until I had actually saw it like a couple days ago. And I was like, you know what? I want to look this up and try it myself. And so I did, and I've been practicing for probably the last day or so to try to get it down. It's actually not that hard to do. So it's another one of those games like Die Hard, which I will get back to eventually. But it's one of those games like Die Hard where pretty much anyone can do it. You just need to practice. It's not overly complicated or anything like that. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to try and cut down on as much time as possible, obviously because of the speed run. We didn't get the lantern at the beginning. We don't need it. The glitch is actually going to allow us to skip quite a lot. So we leave the house, then we go and find our uncle, and then we try to get through here. What you want to do is you want to avoid the knights that charge, which is pretty hard to do. A lot of them are really random, so you really just have to kind of not be in their line of sight and hopefully not get hit. A lot of the ways that the enemies move too are kind of random, so you have to kind of just be on the ready to make slight adjustments and movements and all that stuff. So that is definitely something you'll want to look up and practice. Also, killing enemies and rather fast. Unfortunately, I couldn't kill that guy as fast enough as I have wanted to, but you know, we did what we could. And then in this area, you just kind of skip stuff. But this glitch actually comes on pretty early. We only have a couple rooms to go. Basically, we want to rescue Zelda and get all the way up to that part, and then escape to this room right here. And once we get to that room, that's when I'll explain the glitch, because the glitch is actually fairly simple to do. I know this glitch works on the SNES version of A Link to the Past. I'm doing this on an emulator, so it works on there too. And I believe there's a way to do it on the Game Boy Advance version of this. I don't know if it's relatively the same or whatnot, but you also notice that I didn't get the boomerang. Don't need it. Don't really need it. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be pretty surprised at how fast this run really is. So you want to kill this guy and try to take as little damage as possible throughout the run, because you're going to want to kill this dude right over here. Throw a pot into him and then just use your charged sword attack. You don't have to do the whole spinny thing. Afterwards, though, it would be pretty good. Get the big key, rescue Zelda, and try and mash through the text as fast as possible. So that's great. Yes, of course, of course. And there we go. We have Zelda. So now we're going to head back to that room that, you know, I had mentioned earlier. This is all post-commentary, by the way. I always forget to say I'm doing a post-commentary, but usually when I do a speed run, it's hard for me to commentate, even though I'm just doing something silly like this, just because I'm kind of deep in concentration, so I do the whole thing afterwards. So what we're going to do is, yep, kind of screwed up a little there. We're going to go up here, and this is where the glitch starts. You fall off, and before you hit the ground, you save and quit out. Go back into the file, and it loads you back into here. You want to get hit by this guy or run into him, and then you go invisible and you can walk through the wall. Now, when in that initial screen you go left, and then after that you just buffer and hold up. You hold up until you can't go up anymore. It's going to be, I'm going to say, probably 7 or 8 screens, something like that. 2 of the screens are black because they would we're either outside of a level or we're inside a dungeon. But because we're in a wall, we're not giving off any kind of light, and we don't have the lantern. Now, the interesting thing about this is I'm going through the light world and the dark world at the same time. They are connected, which is why you're seeing all that weird castle-y stuff, the color changes and what have you. And this is the second room. And then this is the room where if you're going through normally, you could bomb through. If you had bombs at that point, but you don't. So it's in this room that you go up. And then you hold left there once the screen tilts up. And then here you are. You're in Ganon. You're fighting Ganon. But then you're not fighting Ganon because... there we go. We're at the end of the game, and that is the speed run. Right as soon as this screen would come up, the screen for the Triforce, so pretty much on the frame that this screen comes up, that would be the end of the speed run. So like I said earlier, the speed run starts as soon as you gain control of Link and hop out of the bed, and it ends on the frame of the Triforce screen. Now the funny thing about this is that was probably about 3 to 4-ish minutes. I believe the world record for the speed run is 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And I'm not sure what my time was. I'm going to have to go back and watch this after I commentate over it, of course. And I'll probably put the time up as an annotation. But yeah, it's pretty funny because the game itself, when you play it, the speed run is about 3 to 4 minutes. And then the longest part of the game, of the speed run, in fact, after this, is the credits. I had ended up recording almost 16 minutes of footage. And about, you know, I would say five-ish minutes of it was actual gameplay. And then the rest is just kind of like cinematic stuff. Now afterwards, when the Triforce comes together and becomes a physical object, you do have to control Link to go up and get it, but that's not considered part of the speed run. Like I said, the end of the speed run is as soon as you get into this room. So yeah, after this it's pretty smooth sailing. The credits are about 8-9 minutes long. You go through all the different characters and areas of the game, and then you actually get the you know, the producer credits and blah blah blah, Nintendo and all that stuff. So it's pretty good stuff. It's pretty funny stuff. At the end, there's actually something really funny. There's an area counter that lets you know how many like each time you complete the game subsequently, like how many times you went through that dungeon. And you'll see a pretty funny result at the end of my speed run here, because technically I only went through one area and then the rest of the areas I skipped. So like I said, pretty funny, pretty good stuff. Didn't even know about this tactic until a couple days ago. Decided to practice it, and I was like, you know what, this will be probably a pretty funny little entertaining thing that I could do for my ReBorn Attempts 2 series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and all that stuff. I'll leave you with the credits here and to watch all this stuff and what have you. So like I said, I hope you enjoy, guys. I had fun doing this. Maybe I'll come back with another episode. I know I have to record more Die Hard and eventually have that go up and whatnot, but I don't know how fast my time was on this. I don't think I'm gonna seriously go and try for a world record, but you never know, depending on how well I did on this one for the time count approximately. So I'll try to remember to get that in an annotation. Like I said before, thank you for watching. It's always appreciated. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next episode of whatever I attempt to do, which will more than likely be Die Hard. So I'll see you later, guys.